You ever had to force yourself to do something even though you really want to do it and you love doing it, but you're just so tired and you don't feel good? Welcome to my podcast. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Batman Drew podcast. I am your host, the Batman Drew, Andrew Mills, and I just want to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to this podcast. It's a podcast that's about life, fandom, and all the other random shit in between, and the fact that you are viewing this and that you're watching this, it honestly does. It means the world to me. Like I said right at the beginning, I have not been feeling well lately. I talk a little bit about my personal life and things going on to be able to kind of create a safe place for people to talk about their stuff. And so if you've listened to me before, you know that I'm diabetic, and I've been taking some new diabetic medication called Mounjaro, and one of the side effects is nausea. And as they've been upping my dosage, the side effects have been real. So I apologize in advance. I'm not a huge energetic person in the first place, but I don't know if I'm going to be that energetic for this podcast, but I'm excited about the things that we're going to talk about today. So let's just dive right on in. So let's talk about some life updates. Like I said, I have been on the struggle bus lately, but that hasn't been keeping me from trying to be productive. I'm making a lot of progress on my Magic documentary. If you've seen any of the other videos on my channel, then you know. I'm working on a Magic documentary that's about my journey into Magic, but I'm starting with the starting point that was, for me, with Magic was Final Fantasy. So I'm starting there with the Final Fantasy fandom, and over the last couple of weeks, I've been able to interview a ton of people about their love and fandom for Final Fantasy, and it's been awesome because although my wife will indulge me and let me chat away about the things that I love about video games, I don't always get a chance to really discuss video games because I don't have a lot of friends that are gamers like that, especially Final Fantasy fans. So it's been really cool to meet new people, be involved in this new community that I've discovered with Final Fantasy and with Magic, and just really be able to just take part in it and really enjoy being a part of the gaming community. Speaking of Magic, I finally have started playing some hands of Commander, and both times I got my ass kicked, but it's been a shit ton of fun. Shout out to my friend Lindsay for teaching me how to play and not shying away from the fact that I don't know what I'm doing, and really kind of helping me to understand the game, understand the mechanics, and yeah, it's been a blast. I've collected a ton of different cards, done a ton of different Commander decks. I'm learning how to play, learning what style I like to play as, and it's all been a journey, but it's been fantastic. Other life updates, I don't know. There's not really a whole lot going on. I've been working hard. I always do. Grayson has started finally playing video games more and more. He's into Minecraft, and hey, you know what? If it makes him happy, that's all I care about. But he definitely is addicted to the Minecraft property right now. I think he's seen the movie 5 or 6 times at this point. But he is really having a lot of fun just learning how to play and starting his journey as a gamer. It's been really cool as a dad just to kind of see him start that, and been really excited about it. Aside from that, the only other thing on the horizon is Scarlett has her con coming up in a couple of weeks that we're going to, that she was asked to come and cosplay at. So you'll see some content from that. Bell County Con in Belton, Texas, I think it is. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So in the way of life updates, not a whole lot there, just the same old, but I thought I would share anyway. So, just always got to remember that life is not perfect. Sometimes it's okay to just make it work. So let's dive right on into fandom, right? Because this is where things get fun, okay? So I have a few things that I want to be able to share and talk about. First things first. Casting for the live action Zelda movie has dropped, and we have our Zelda and we have our Link. According to IGN, Nintendo has casted as Zelda, Bo Bragison, I believe is how you pronounce it, as Princess Zelda, and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, I'm terrible with names, has been casted as your Link. I have a picture up here, obviously, that you guys are seeing right now of the two. I'm going to say something that's probably unpopular. I don't give two shits about Zelda. I know that a lot of people do. That's why I'm mentioning it, because I celebrate your fandom 100%. Like, if it's something you're into, it's something that you love, then please don't let anybody, shit on your parade. But personally, I just don't really care for it. I have never really gotten into the games, but I will check this out, this live action movie, because I think there's a lot, for someone who doesn't know anything about it, I think there's a lot to the lore of The Legend of Zelda. I think there's probably a lot to the world in the world building that the games do. I have a lot of friends that are big Legend of Zelda fans, and so I know a little bit through them. But yeah, I mean, as looks go, both these individuals look the part. I think they, I don't know where they've come from or what they've been credited as. I don't know. I don't recognize either one of them, but I think that's probably the point. When you look at a property like The Legend of Zelda, you're going to have a lot of people who are not only super excited about the property because they're big fans, but you're not going to make everyone happy. So if you went out there and found and casted a big name to be able to play Link, or a big name to play Zelda, I think you're going to have unhappy, disgruntled people and fans no matter what. So why not cast a couple of people who are relatively no name? And I apologize if anybody are fans of these two individuals, but I'm a pretty decent casual movie fan. I don't know who either one of these individuals are. So I think that's kind of the whole point behind it. Find a couple of great actors that you can build around that are obviously young, so that they can have multiple iterations or multiple movies and versions or whatever of Legend of Zelda. But I think also finding two people who are talented and who can play the role that the community doesn't get divided over. Again, I think everyone would have been, had some form of complaint no matter who you casted. And I'm sure there's people who have complaints about casting these two individuals. But at the end of the day, you just want to be able to find a couple of good actors who can play the part. The most important part is the storyline. What is the storyline like? The games, although I haven't played them, I hear that the stories are phenomenal. So yeah, you got to start with good actors and you got to start with a good story. And I feel like at least at the minimum they wouldn't have announced this and put it out there if Nintendo wasn't excited for it. So, but what do you think? The casting for The Legend of Zelda, do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you one of the fans I was talking about where you probably weren't going to be happy either way? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to be able to hear what you have to say about it. All right then. So the second topic that I have for today, and I'm sorry, I know if you're watching me on camera, I look miserable. I'm really having a good time here. Nothing is going to make it better though than to talk about this next topic. The Mortal Kombat trailer dropped this last week, and I gotta tell you, it was everything I wanted that I didn't know I wanted. When this trailer dropped, I thought it was this for the new season of The Boys. I thought there for a minute Horror Open looked a little different, but okay, I was like, all right, well let's see where this goes. And then when I realized that it was a trailer for Mortal Kombat 2, I lost it watching it. This was a fantastic trailer, and I know a lot of people have their complaints about it. The first Mortal Kombat movie wasn't great. I'm talking about the one that just came out, not the 90s one. That wasn't great either. But the latest Mortal Kombat movie wasn't great. It was all right. The fighting was great. The Mortal Kombat aspects of the game was great. But I didn't think the movie was anything phenomenal by any means. This looks like they got it right. I feel, first of all, the first one wasn't even really Mortal Kombat. It was it was setting up it's like a prelude to the game, I guess. I don't know. There wasn't any. There was a lot of combat, but there wasn't any tournament style fight. I don't know. It just missed the mark for me. But for this one, yeah, like this one looks awesome. If you are a fan of the brutality of Mortal Kombat, if you're a fan of the cheesy delivered one-liners of Mortal Kombat, if you're a fan of the characters and especially of Johnny Cage, I think you're gonna really like this movie. I have super high hopes for it. I will be there opening weekend without a doubt to check out this Mortal Kombat trailer. I cannot wait. And I think they as far as first trailer goes, they delivered quite a bit. They let us know a little bit about what the story was going to be about, which, I mean, come on, it's Mortal Kombat. It's not like it's going to be some, Shakespearean story here. But they gave us a little bit of the preview of what the story is going to be about. They gave us a lot of visual cues on how they're going to address the fighting and everything and the brutality of Mortal Kombat, which was great. And at the end of the day, I think they gave us a good feel of what we're going to get with Karl Urban's Johnny Cage. You could have casted anyone as Johnny Cage, and the fact that you went out and got Karl Urban means that you understood the assignment. You knew what you needed in this Johnny Cage character, and not only did you find someone to fit the role, you found a great actor to be able to do it in that. So, the Mortal Kombat trailer, I'm super excited for this movie, and the fact is, we only gotta wait like 2 or 3 months. It comes out in October. Like I knew that Mortal Kombat 2 was coming out. I just had no idea it was coming out that soon. So yeah, I am pumped. But it's not always about me. Surprising. It's my wife tells me all the time. Okay, what do you guys think? What do you think about the Mortal Kombat trailer? Are you excited like I am? Did it not do it for you? Are you going to skip this one? I'd love to be able to know. So don't hesitate. There's this thing down below called comments. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear. So on the realm of video game adaptations, there has not been a video game that I have a more of a love-hate relationship with than the Assassin's Creed franchise. There are some Assassin's Creed games that I absolutely love. Assassin's Creed 3, Odyssey, Valhalla, these are phenomenal games. And then there are some Assassin's Creed games that I bought and I'm like, the fuck did I do? Why did I waste money on this? And, it's not the first time Assassin's Creed has taken a swing at live action. And I hope that right now, with their partnership with Netflix, they are developing a live action Netflix series for Assassin's Creed. It's part of their partnership with Ubisoft. And the series is, like I said, is part of a larger deal with Netflix and Ubisoft to develop various adaptations of the popular video game franchise, including live action, animated, and anime styles, or anime series, excuse me. The live action series is described as a high-octane thriller exploring the secret war between assassins and the Templars. Here's the thing. If you have the same vision and input as I do in regards to the Assassin's Creed franchise, then you will know that not every game, one, did it well, but two, the world that they built, sometimes it just didn't fit. It didn't like although all of them were obviously the storyline for the Assassins and the Templars. When I think of some of the games, for example, my wife had bought me the one Mirage. I didn't like it. Assassin's Creed Origins, I didn't like it. Like, there's some points in history that it just doesn't fit well. But to that same point, there's some points in history that, like, it really is done exceptionally well because of the story that they intertwine with historical events. So, and I think you can tell sometimes when Ubisoft is just making an Assassin's Creed game to make an Assassin's Creed game, or they really put their effort into it. So, like Odyssey, first of all, being able to be a part of the Spartan army and things like that, fantastic. But there was so much detail in the visuals and the architecture of that game that I remember a story coming out where, like, when I think it was like, no, it was some kind of cathedral or something that caught fire at the time, and they used some of the rendering and blueprints from the Assassin's Creed game to help restore an actual true historical landmark, or building. And that's the kind of shit I'm looking for with this Assassin's Creed game. TV series. Don't just give me a series. And I don't want a series. I do not want a series where every episode is another point in history. I don't want that. I don't want that. That is not, to me, that is not what Assassin's Creed is about. Assassin's Creed, although yes, you're talking about going back in history, you're talking about the war between the Assassins and the Templars and all that. I get it. But it's not about the jumping through history. It's not even about the jumping back and forth from modern day to the past. It's about the characters. It's about the storyline that you tell. It's about the deep mythology of the worlds that you're building, not the back and forth, not the jumping through history. Stay in one place. And I think that this Assassin's Creed TV series is going to go into places in history that it just doesn't fit. And I think if they're going to do it right, in my opinion, I think you start out with an adaptation of Valhalla. I think that's the one to do it. I think that's that's the place to be. But I hate to say it, man, I don't want to. They're gonna fuck it up. They're gonna fuck it up because they do it with the games. Like, this isn't Uncharted. Even the Uncharted movie, although it wasn't what I wanted, it was still a good movie. Assassin's Creed is a franchise that can't even nail it every single time they throw out a game. I just don't trust them to create a live action series. I don't. And then they're also wanting to do an animated series and an anime series. And look, I get it. Like, it's Netflix. You're going to pump out content, and it's mostly going to be garbage. It just is. Like they're hit and miss. Netflix is Assassin's Creed. Like, it just is. Like, they are hit and miss so often that, although I'm excited, probably going to be set up for huge disappointment, I want them to nail it, and I just don't know if they can do it, because they struggle to do it with the games. They just do. So much so, like, I just finished Ghost of Tsushima a few weeks ago, thought about playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and was like, no. Like, if it shows up for free for me to download, maybe, but I'm not going to spend my money on it, because I don't want a worse version of the game I just played. Like, and that's what it looked like to me. So, Assassin's Creed, just, I don't know what this looks like for you. I don't know the showrunners. I don't know who they are or what they've done before. It's Robert Patino and David Weiner. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, that's unfortunate. But just really give this the love and attention that you did in some of your games, that you could tell in your games really hit the mark for you. Because I'm worried you're going to throw spaghetti against the fridge and see what sticks, because that's what you do with your games. So, I don't know, guys. Am I off base here? Am I overreacting or overstating it? I don't know. Just let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are about a live action Assassin's Creed on Netflix. Do you think they're going to nail it? Do you think that there's a chance they could really screw it up? What do you guys think? All right. So, going into my last topic of the show here, at least for fandom, I came across this show on Apple Plus called Ted Lasso. And when I came across it, the only reason why I watched it was for Jason Sudeikis. I'm a big fan of his. It's the only reason why I started watching, because I don't care about soccer. I have no interest whatsoever in soccer. So I didn't know what to expect. And I fell in love with Ted Lasso. And I will tell you, for me and my family and my little circle of friends and stuff like that, if you want to know if something really stretched the bounds of a broad audience, it's if my wife will like it. And she loves Ted Lasso. Like, we are huge fans of this series because it's just good people doing good things. There's no, you got kind of your villains, right? Like Rupert and Nate there for a while and things like that. But at the end of the day, it's just about life. It's about good people. It's about people trying to be happy and making it and all that kind of stuff. And although I thought Ted Lasso season 3 ended well, I really wanted a season 4, and I was so happy when they finally announced it. And now, according to The Hollywood Reporter, the 4th season of Ted Lasso is underway, with filming beginning Monday and the core of the show's cast returning. Several actors have also joined the Apple TV Plus series, which will find its title character, Jason Sudeikis, taking on coaching of a women's soccer team. I don't care about the soccer aspect of it. So if that's the storyline that we got to go through in order to get Ted Lasso back on TV, cool, fine. I don't care. That's fine. You know, you're still going to see some of the characters from the men's soccer team, right? But this story, this show is not about soccer. It's about life and it's about people. And sure, in this picture that I just showed, you see Keely there, and I think, if I remember right, at the end of season 3, she was the one that bought the women's soccer team. That's all well and good. I'm sure the characters will be fine in that. I'm sure we're gonna get another version of Believe, and Ted trying to convince these female soccer players to buy into his philosophy. But all that's irrelevant to me. Give me these characters, give me this world back. I'm super excited about Ted Lasso season 4. I think that this show was a pleasant surprise for me. And it's impacted culturally, like the way I do things as a manager. Several times I will send out a Ted Lasso Tuesday message where I take a quote from the show that I think is relevant to our business and share it with my teams. This is a great show with a lot that you can learn, and I am just ready and excited that we are underway with season 4. How it ends up, what the overall story arc is about, I don't know, and I don't care. I'm just excited that we are back in the world of Ted Lasso. So what about you guys? Are you excited for it? What did you think of Ted Lasso in general? Were you fans of it? Me certainly, I was. So I'm super stoked about it. But I'd love to be able to know your guys' thoughts. I understand. Life is way too short for people to hate on the things that you love. So be a fan. Enjoy those things. If it's Ted Lasso, if it's Assassin's Creed, look, if you're super excited for the Assassin's Creed series, I'm excited for you. But at the end of the day, I still think they're going to screw it up. But let's get away from that. Let's jump into all the random shit. And I have a couple of random topics here for you. A lot of the topics I get from Rated Red on Instagram. I love their content. I think they are a great source of the interesting and unique that goes on in our world. But both of these stories really hit mainstream. So I'm not telling you anything you probably haven't already heard. First things first. Girl was arrested after texting after her first date. An Arizona woman allegedly bombarded a man that she just met on a dating app with over 159,000 messages, including professed devotion and chilling threats like, "I'd make sushi out of your kidneys and chopsticks out of our hand bones." What's more, she was later found inside his home while he was away. When questioned, she insisted they were destined to be together. Love may make you brave, but obsession can hide behind affection until it turns threatening. This story is a wake-up call. Protect your privacy, set firm boundaries, and if someone's devotion feels more like domination, step away before it spirals. Not much truer words have been said. So by the Real Rated Red on Instagram, this is insane. Like 159,000 text messages. I want to know the time frame that those were sent in, because I don't think it was very specific, and I'm sure that information might be out of there. It just says that he was bombarded with messages after they met on a dating app. But like, to tell him I would make sushi out of your kidneys and chopsticks out of your hand bones, that's insane. That's crazy. Like, that's overly attached girlfriend in real life, restraining order, send this bitch to jail. How does that happen? And then, so I couldn't find it. Maybe it's out there. But I'm kind of curious about what this guy's like. Like, I want to know what he looks like, because, to be honest, when looking at her, she's not an unattractive female. Like, I don't think she's, like, super hot by any means, but it's not like she's ugly. I want to know what this guy looks like. I want to know what he looks like. I want to know what is it about him. I want to know if this was the first time he's ever dealt with this level of crazy. Because 159,000 text messages, that's nuts. Let's just say, I'm just out of curiosity, let's say it was in 2-day span. 159,000 text messages divided by 48 hours is 3,312 messages. That's a lot per hour. So let's just assume it was over the course of 3 days. Divided by 72. That's still 2,200 text messages per hour. That is 36 messages a minute. So it's definitely got to be more than like, it's got to be a week or two time, right? Because the story doesn't really say. I'm just kind of curious about it, but that's nuts. 159,000 text messages. Like, this is why you can't, you got to get off dating apps. Like, I'm married. I'm glad I've been married for 10 plus years now. I don't have to worry about that shit. You got to get off dating apps. That's insane to me. Speaking of dating, something that has taken the internet by storm is the couple at the Coldplay concert. Now, I know their name and information has been shared. I'm not interested in really talking about that. Not because I feel bad for them by any means. Like, bro, you and your girl got caught cheating on your significant others. Like, I don't really care what happens to you. But the memes and the jokes that have come out since then have honestly been hilarious. And I'm not big on, like, making fun of people for content. But I will tell you, I think that in a situation like this, I think that you're not necessarily making fun of them. You're making fun of the situation, right? And I'm sure there's some people that are making fun of the individuals, but I think you're making fun of the situation, and you're taking a moment that, you know, is truly horrific for the spouses of these individuals, and I think you're adding some humor to it, which I truly genuinely hope is helping these individuals get through it. From what I understand, they were both married, and I keep hearing things about the wife of the male in this photo, and that's fine, but I also feel really bad for the husband of the woman in this photo, because like, getting cheated on hurts. Like, it does. And I think that in this situation, for it to happen so publicly sucks for the people who are, you know, the significant others of these people. But hopefully it also made it pretty simple to be able to go through and get a divorce. But here's a plot twist. I wonder if they will get divorced. Like, I wonder if, you know, because some people try to make it through. Kobe Bryant, for example. Now, you can believe what you want to believe about the allegations. At the end of the day, he cheated on his wife. And then you see her walking around with a fat ring. And they were all happily married after that. So it is not the end of the world. People can work it out. But I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious on what what comes of that between the two individuals, but you can't look anywhere without seeing references to Coldplay. And I even sent my wife a TikTok today that had a guy and girl walking into Barnes & Noble, and the guy said, buy your girl books at Barnes & Noble before her CEO does. Like, it's everywhere. And so when this stuff happens, it's amazing how quick people are to get in other people's business. And I think at the end of the day, the ones that are making video content out of it, that are like deep diving into their lives and talking about their spouses and their children and things like that, I think you guys are losers. I do. I think you guys need to get a life. Like, that's too much. You want to make some jokes about it, that's fine, but to be so immersed in other people's lives like that, like, hey, go play a fucking video game if you want to live vicariously through other people. But for the ones that are just making it more of a lighthearted moment, I love that. So yeah, it took over the internet, and I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to go to a Coldplay concert again without thinking about this incident. So again, guys, just remember to love all the awkward moments in between life and death. I just want to thank you guys again for being here, for listening to me ramble, fighting through, just not really feeling the best, but we made it through the episode, and I'm super excited to be able to see how this episode drops and turns out, and even more excited about the content that we talked about today. So I will see you guys next time. Again, I appreciate it. Remember to like and subscribe and all that other kind of fun stuff, and we'll catch you next time at the same Batman Drew time on the same Batman Drew channel. Thanks, guys. I told you I don't feel good. Go away. Go home. There's no post credit here. Go away. Okay, there is a little bit of post credit. This week is Fantastic Four, and we didn't talk about it on the show because, one, my excitement is super hyped, but two, I am going to create so much fucking content because I am so excited, and either I'm going to go in super disappointed from this movie, or I'm going to come back out and I'm going to rave about it. So either way, I plan on discussing it over the weekend, so stay tuned for that. I'll have my out of the theater reaction Thursday evening for Fantastic Four, so stay tuned.